talk about the cheeseheads, man. Let's talk about the Packers. They just released a schedule. I've already looked at it. You know, it came out like about a week ago, but I thought we'd come on stream and just kind of like go over their schedule. Let's do a prediction. Let's do a biased prediction and let's do a realistic prediction. Okay. Let's just talk about the Packers, right? So last year, 11-6, I believe, was our record. Ended off really bad. You know, we kind of lost momentum. Lost to the Bears to end the year. Like, really, bro? This is what we doing? So honestly, I kind of knew our chances were low going into the postseason of last season. Overall, it was just a weird year, man. Like I'm glad we still made playoffs and all that. You know, we were still contending technically. Like we weren't trash. We weren't like one of the trash playoff teams that made it, but like in terms of like who was really the upper echelon and who was like gonna make it and like contend, really contend, we were not in that ballpark. I was really hoping for an upset against the Eagles, though. I was really hoping we'd upset the Eagles. But you know what? It's fine. We didn't do it. It's cool. It happens. Um, yeah. So like, weird year. Jordan Love was hurt most of the year, playing on a bad knee, playing on off a bad groin. He came back. I feel like personally, bro, came back a little too early. He got a little scared that Malik Willis was winning games, and he wanted to make sure he didn't lose his spot. Jordan Love, if you're listening to me, brother, you were making too much money to be losing your fucking spot, regardless of how good Malik Willis did. Doesn't matter what the team chemistry was looking like. If they were rolling, I don't think it mattered, bro. You are the guy. You got paid like a 5-year, 4-year contract. Too much fucking money. There's no way they don't put you back in, regardless of how good Malik Willis is doing. So, I feel like it kind of rushed him back. He rushed himself back, whatever it may be. He got hurt again, hurt the groin. The knee was never right the whole season. I feel like he was not as mobile as he was the first season starting in 2023. So my boy was really out there just on one leg, really. But like low key, because like it looked like he was fine. Sometimes he'd rush and scramble, and I'd get a little scared. But he was doing his thing. He gritted through it. So hopefully that earns the respect of his teammates more than he already had. Because there's players like Josh Jacobs that literally glaze the shit out of Jordan Love. And like I'm a Packers fan and I love Jordan Love, but I don't even glaze to that extent. They be talking about Jordan Love, like some of the players do at least. Like he's on A-Rod's level. So I'm like, yo, I need to make sure we gotta see it this season, surely, right? As long as barring no injuries, we should get that Jordan Love that they be hyping up in the practices and in the camps and shit. So I'm hoping we get something like that this next season. Okay, so now off season comes up. I can't honestly. I think we signed a left guard, Aaron Banks. I think his name was. We signed Banks. Off season kind of free agency period kind of flew by my radar. Not gonna lie, L fan on my part, L analysis guy. But I know we did sign a left guard from the Niners, and we're supposed to sign Ellen Jenkins, or we're not supposed to, but like the plan was to move him at center, get Aaron Banks to be left guard now because Ellen Jenkins was left guard. But now that's kind of like I don't know, because Ellen Jenkins is holding out until he gets a contract. So hopefully we can get that situated. Jair, I don't know. He's a question mark still. Apparently he's cool with us now and he's staying. I don't know. He still can be traded during the next season or even before. I have no idea. I'm just hoping that if we do trade him, we get something good back for him, not just some scraps. Because he is a good player. He's just not healthy. He just hasn't been healthy the last year and a half, 2 years. But when he's out there, he's good. The guy, a damn good corner. I know that sometimes he gets burnt, but like for every one time he gets toasted, he comes back and plays some lockdown corner. And the draft, we actually drafted Matthew Golden. We actually got a receiver in the first round for the first time since fucking the 1800s. Insane. I could not believe it. I was so lit. And I honestly feel like Matthew Golden might be him, bro. I have a feeling, I don't know. The only thing I'm worried about is the receiver room and the egos in there butting heads because, Josh Jacobs came out earlier this year about like, oh, we don't have a number one. And all the receivers had their own way of responding to that. Like Christian Watson has a torn ACL. Romeo Doubs was complaining last year about no targets. The left didn't even – he got suspended a game because of that. Fucking Jaden Reed's talking to his agent about how, am I still going to be the number one option? Like, bro, can we all just chillax and go back to how we were in 2023 where nobody cared and we all just were like hungry and wanted to catch a ball when it came our way and that's it? We were top 2 in drops, I think, last year or top 3 in drops for the whole receivers, all the pass catchers. As a collective, we're top 3 in drops. So you know what? How about we catch a damn ball first before you ask for the damn ball? How about that? Now on to 2025 though. And if you just take a glance at this, you could already see the bullshit we got going on here. I'll start off with the glaring obvious things, like the fucking week 5 bye week. Why? NFL, Roger Goodell, why you hoeing us, bro? Week 5 bye week? Like, it's like anything before week 7 as a bye week, week 8 and on, that's like a W bye week. You know what? We'll take it. Week 7 and like before week 8, if you're in a bye week before week 8, you're cooked. You're fucked. It's cooked, bro. And I don't even mean that in a joking way. I'm being dead ass. Like, you just gotta hope if you are gonna have injuries throughout the season, they come early because you get the bye week to help deal with them. But if not, most of the time wear and tear. You know, the season's long, grueling. You're gonna have injuries down the stretch when you get to the playoffs in the end of the season. When you need these games and you want to win, someone's bound to get hurt. I mean, knock on wood, bro. You obviously don't want none of your players hurting, but it just happens. And week 5 bye week does not bode well for the boys, for the cheeseheads. Also, another glaring, obviously trash situation we have coming up towards the second half of the season. From week 11 till the end of the season, we have 3 home games, and they're all not even like together. They're all separate. So, road game against New York, go back home to play Minnesota. Another road trip to Detroit, go back home to play Chicago. 2 road games in a row in Denver and Chicago. Denver, one of the worst places to go to in terms of playing environment. Back home for Baltimore, and then back on the road to end the season. So 3 out of the last 4 games, the most important stretch of any season for any playoff contending team, are 3 away games out of the 4. Not only do we have a shitty bye, but we have 3 road games out of the 4 last games of the season. Can we get a round of applause for that? I feel like at that point, it's just like Roger Goodell just doesn't fuck with the cheeseheads. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? But that aside, those are the obvious things. Now let's go week by week, and let's just predict win or loss. Win or loss, win or loss. You know what I'm saying? I try not to talk too much about each game. We'll just kind of make it short. Talk about each team, feel how we're feeling. I'll go realistic, and then I'll go bias after. You know what I'm saying? So, here we go. Week 1, Sunday, home opener. We actually get a home opener with Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur has never been able to have a fucking home opener as the head coach since 2019. Every time we start week 1 on the road, we finally get a home opener, but Roger Goodell's like, you're going to get a home opener, but you're playing the goddamn Lions. So, you know, I don't know. It's cool we get a home opener finally, but goddamn it, that's going to be a tough match. But realistically, I feel like we come out on top in this game. The Lions are going to take a while to get adjusted to their new coordinators, bro. You got to remember, they lost Aaron Glenn. They lost Ben Johnson to the Bears. I don't feel like they're going to be clicking yet in terms of their synergy with the play calling. That might sound dumb, but I feel like that does play a part. So, you know, the fact that it's the first game of the year, you know, everybody's going to get to wipe the rust off that don't play in the preseason. New coordinators. Jared Goff still just a 50-50 coin flip for the most part. Man, I say now he's like a 75-25. 75 good, 25% bad, but it's still like you never know what kind of Jared Goff you're going to get. I am scared of Jahmyr Gibbs, though. Jahmyr Gibbs is a problem. Amon-Ra still there. You know, they still got the core. They got J-Mo. Like, that's still a scary offense. But it all depends on Jared Goff. And I think with these new coordinators, it might be a little harder than it should be. Afternoon game, I'm giving that to the Packers, bro. Bias and realistic. I'm saying that's a win for the Packers. So we start off 1-0. 1-0. On to week 2. We got back-to-back home games. Thank God. You know, we get some home games to start the season. Thursday night, though, so it's a short turnaround, which is tough. I feel like that's why they gave it to us at home. If it was a road game and Thursday night, that would have been tough. But you know what? We'll take the home game on a Thursday. And it's against another tough. We got 2 back-to-back games against weren't these 2 teams in the wait. Did the Lions and Commanders play in the divisional round? Yeah, they did. Damn. I mean, these were the two of the top teams last year. We got them back to back. Jaden McDaniels, we're gonna see if he takes a leap in terms of progression or if he's gonna stay the same. Either way, last year Jaden McDaniels, or not Jaden McDaniels. What's his? Oh my God, I'm thinking of the Wolves. I'm thinking of the Timberwolves. Either way, Washington quarterback, if he makes a jump again, it's gonna be bad for us. If he makes another leap in terms of progression, we might be cooked. But since it's this early in the season, like I said before, this might be the perfect opportunity to catch them. And I feel like the Packers win this one as well. No, not even being biased. This is just realistic. They get this win at home, bro. Thursday Night Football on 9/11. Crazy. Crazy date for the game. But you know what? It is what it is. Who do the Washington Commanders still have? Scary Terry. That is a problem. I don't know who their running back is besides Brian Robinson. I don't even know if Brian Robinson's still there. I know Eckler's gone. So the run game might be questionable. I don't know. I'm going based off like what they got on offense and defense in terms of why I would believe this is a winnable matchup. But if I'm going to keep it short and sweet and simple, I feel like it's this early in the season, Jaden McDaniels he's going to take a jump. There's no way he doesn't. But at week 2 on a Thursday, and they got to travel to us on a short turnaround, I feel like we should be able to win that. So I'd be 2-0 off the rip. A good start. Honestly, a good start. Could it easily be 0-2? Yes. But I'm going to just stick to it and say 2-0. And then I'm not going to lie to you, these next 2 weeks are pretty much we're going to go into the bye week undefeated. I can't lie to you. I'm not even like trying to sound crazy. Like I know this sounds like I'm just giving biasy now, but I swear. Browns week 3 in Cleveland. That's a win. That's a dub. I'm sorry. Respectfully, that's a dub. Yeah, now the Browns are kind of in a weird spot. They got Myles Garrett, which is obviously a problem. But other than that, what? Shedeur Sanders going to be starting at this point? Like, who's going to be there and what's going to happen? I can't even tell you what the receiver's looking like right now, the receiving core. Nick Chubb's apparently staying, I think. For the most part, I don't think he's officially signed anything, but from what I've heard, I think he is staying. But either way, I'm not going to dwell too much on week 3. The Browns are the Browns. We win that 3-0 going into week 4 against Dallas in Dallas. I was debating on going to this game with a homie, but I don't know yet. But this would be lit. The only thing I'm scared of if I were to go to that game with him is that Val would kill me if we actually win that game. I feel like I would not walk out of that stadium alive. He would actually kill me before I could walk out. If not, one of the fans will. Because I will be insufferable. Not in terms of like talking shit, but I'll just be like, I'm over there being all happy. I got my little cheese head on. Be waving my shit. Hey, yeah, we won. I'm not going to tell shit to anybody, but like, just me in my own little happy world. They're going to see me like that and they're going to be like, Jarvis, blow him up. But yeah, so Dallas, I feel like that's a win. Dak Prescott's still there. Is he gonna be the same Dak, or is he gonna be MVP Dak from a couple years ago? What is he gonna do? I don't know. What I am scared of is George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb being on the same receiving core now. That might be a problem for our secondary. But if Jair is there, I have faith. If not, still kind of hard. Pause. But overall, I feel like we should be good. They don't really have a run game still. They have a new running back. I think they drafted one. Dallas did, but we don't know about him yet. And this early in the season, I feel like we should be fine. We'll have a little leeway, we have a little bit of a advantage there, for being this early. Hopefully by this point, George Pickens is already complaining about not getting the ball enough and kind of ruins the team chemistry. Hopefully. NFL young boy, you know what I'm saying? If not, either way, in conclusion, I'm going Packers week 4 dub. So now, week 5 going into the bye week, we are 4-0. 4-0. 4-0. The quarter 1 done, and we end with 0 losses. Could that easily be 2-2? Yes. Could that easily be 3-1? Yes. But I'm gonna guess 4-0. This is going based off if the Packers are at full strength. Jordan Love's no injuries. He takes a step further in his progression. gets back to 2023 status minus the turnovers, and Josh Jacobs is still cooking like he was last season. Matthew Golden is a good player. Jaden Reed back to what he was doing but the first half of last year, like that type of stuff. So, week 5, 4-0 in the bye week. Okay, now entering week 6 at home against the Bengals. This is where it gets tricky. I would say we could win. This is a winnable game. This is going to be a shootout. I feel like the Bengals don't really got much of a defense going on, at least from my knowledge. I haven't really checked the roster recently, but I feel like this is gonna be one of those games where it's just pure offense, dude. Back and forth 3-pointers from the logo. I don't think we win this though. I have a feeling the Bengals sneak out of Lambeau in week 6 with a dub, and we lose. So that'll be our first L, to be honest. So that put us at 4-1. I feel like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T Higgins, all those dudes are just gonna be too much. Like, we're gonna put up points, but we're not gonna be able to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like their offense is gonna be off a perk that game. Like, they're just gonna choose to finally put up like 40 points on somebody. Like, at that point in the season, they're probably not gonna have put up that many points, but they're gonna put up the most points in this game. I have a feeling we're gonna be right behind them though. We're gonna like put up like 35, 42 or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we'll pull up like 30, but they're gonna put up like damn near 40. It's gonna be that type of game. So, that being said, I really think we're gonna lose that. So we'll put the record at 4-1 at that point into the season. Week 6 puts us at 4-1. Our first loss. All right, now here we get some gimmies here. These are some gimmies. All right, week 7 at Arizona, dub. Sorry, I'm going to that game. There's no fucking way in hell we lose this game. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cardinal. Sorry, Cardinals. I wanted to say something else. I'm not gonna lie. Cardinals fans, I'm sorry, but y'all are cooked, bro. We beat you last season, blew you guys out, and we weren't even playing that good. So I'm assuming the same will happen again. Marvin Harrison looks like he put on some weight. Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, Marv Jr. looks like he put on some weight, to keep himself, to be able to get, like have some bone on him on the routes, so he didn't get pushed off as much. So Marv might cook up our defense, but I still believe that we come out of Arizona with a dubski. So, besides that, Arizona, what else does Arizona have? They have James Conner still right now? Oh, they have McBride. McBride's good too. I'm not gonna lie, McBride's nice. The tight end, he just got a bag. So if he doesn't show up this season, ooh, that's gonna look really bad on the Cardinals' part. But yeah, so week 7, I'm giving us a dub. That'll put us at what, 5-1? 5-1 going into week 8 against Pittsburgh. This one's tough. I really want to give us a win because honestly, Pittsburgh, besides their defense, they don't got nothing going for them. No quarterback. I don't even know if Justin Fields is with them at this moment. I know Russ is gone. He went to New York. But if they do get A-Rod, that spices things up a little bit. But they don't have a receiving core really. Oh, they have DK. They have DK Metcalf. I'm sorry. They do got DK. So if A-Rod's there, I give them a chance. If I'm going based off Steelers as is with no Aaron Rodgers, I think the Packers get a dub there. And that would put us at 6-1. Halfway through the season almost. Next week would be halfway. Okay, so after week 8 would be 8-1. But if we got Rodgers against the Steelers in Pittsburgh, or Rodgers on the Steelers in Pittsburgh, I feel like we might lose that. That's a losable game. Especially because of TJ Watt, if he's healthy and he's playing. They got the Steelers defense, they're always just solid. That could be an L. But I'm gonna go how the roster is as is right now without A-Rod. That's a dub for the Pack. Putting us at 6-1. Week 9, let's fast forward to week 9, Sunday noon game. We got at home against Carolina. Now, if we're talking about Carolina that ended the season, the last 4 weeks of last season, Carolina, I'm a little scared. They just added McMillan from U of A. Shout out to U of A, bro. That's our shit right there. Shout out McMillan. I don't know if that chemistry is gonna be good though between him and Bryce. I feel like they reached on him. They could have got another receiver or just another player that early on. But you know what? I mean, U of A alum, fuck it, bro. We're rooting for McMillan now, so it is what it is. But I really do think it's gonna be a closer game than like most people are gonna think it is. Like I feel like people are gonna think it's gonna be like a blowout or like an easy dub. But I feel like the Panthers are gonna play us pretty close. I still think we win. I don't think the Panthers are at that level yet to be like considered for like these type of wins against these teams, like the contending teams. They're getting there though. I mean, the last like couple weeks of the last season kind of proved it. They played the Chiefs. They played the Super Bowl runner-ups like to the end. They played the Eagles till the end. Like they played both Super Bowl teams up until the last like possession basically. So I mean, it's possible. But I do think we get out of there with a win at home. So that would put the record at 7-1 for the green and gold. Holy shit! This looks so crazy because it's like I swear I'm not just trying to like, I'm not being a homer. If I'm going based off just realism, I feel like yes, it's the NFL. Anything can happen. Obviously, one of these games we're not gonna show up and like actually play football. You know, sometimes it takes a whole half for us to wake up and like start trying, and by then it's too late. But if I'm just going, like I said before, I'm going based off full strength Packers squad with no bullshit, no injuries, nothing. All right, so week 10, Monday night against the Eagles, rematch of the wild card round. My heart tells me we win this rematch and we get our get back, but I don't know, man. Realistically, I feel like the Eagles are still just that good, man. They might just beat us and not even close. I feel like it might not be if we don't come out like we did in the wild card round and don't play good off the rip, they might just blow us out. Like the Eagles are just that. I mean, them with Saquon and that O line, bro, it's not even fair, man. And if we turn the ball over like we did in the wild card game 3 times, like it's just wraps. They're not gonna do what they did last time, and also turn the ball over slash not score and only settle for field goals. They're gonna actually score this time, if they get the chances. So I feel like we lose this, which would put us at 7-2. Week 10 is a L to the Eagles. So now our record is 7-2 going into week 11 at New York against the Giants. And honestly, that's a dub. Let's be real. Giants ain't shit right now. Malik Neighbors is him. I don't know what him and Russell Wilson are gonna do, or if him and the rookie are gonna start or play together. I don't know. Point is, Giants are not there right now. Their defense is still pretty solid, I guess. You know, they got that Thibodeau dude. They got some good defenders on the defense, but realistically, the Giants are not shit. So week 11, that's a dub, putting us at 8-2, 8-2, baby. And that is about halfway, a little more than halfway through the season. To have an 8-2 record, realistically, you know, that should still propel you into playoffs. But you want to have momentum. This is basically what happened last season. We had a pretty good record at the halfway mark, but we slowly lost all the momentum by losing more than we won last season at the second half of the season. Luckily, our cushion of wins the first half still let us get into playoffs, but we barely squeaked 11. When realistically we should have been at 13 like the Lions and Vikings. So, after being 8-2, week 12 against Minnesota, our first matchup against them is not till week freaking 12. Like, really? I don't like that the NFL does this where you don't play your divisional, like, I mean, we got the Lions week 1, but like the Bears and Vikings, we don't play them till the second half of the season. And we get the Bears like basically back to back almost with the Broncos in between. Like, really? Is that not crazy? I feel like that's kind of weird. That is like a crazy turnaround to play a team twice basically in like the span of 3 weeks. Okay, well, besides that, week 12 against the Vikings at home, whether it's JJ McCarthy or it's Aaron Rodgers, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. It's going to be JJ McCarthy. I don't know how he's going to play, to be honest. I feel like he's going to be good, but not like super good, especially coming off the injury he's coming off of. Jettas is Jettas, though, and that receiving core is still really good. So, I don't know. It could still be a close game or like a shoot, maybe like an offensive type of game. But I think Packers take this one, bro. I don't know if JJ McCarthy's going to have it by then, midway through the season. He might already be either down in the dumps from how bad he's playing or benched, or he might be on a high from how good he's playing his first year starting. Point is, I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be the reason they win the game. So for that reason, I'm saying week 12 as a dub, putting us at 9-3 or 9-2. Yeah, 9-2, right? Because we've only lost to the Eagles and the Bengals. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9-2. Okay, 9-2. That puts us at week 13 at Detroit. I'm gonna say we lose. At Detroit, they get their get back, they beat us. It is what it is. It's hard to play in Detroit with that loud ass stadium. Especially now that they're good. Now that they actually get shit done and they're good at the fucking game of football, it is loud as shit in there. And by then, I feel like the coordinator stuff that I was talking about in week 1 won't be an issue. I feel like they'll have shit settled. They'll be good to go. They actually be the Lions they were before, if not better. Aiden Hutchinson should be still there and not be hurt, hopefully, knock on wood, because, Aiden Hutchinson was out most of last year. And having him back for this season obviously is going to make them a better defense. So, that's not going to help us either. I feel like we lose this. Week 13, L to the Lions, which would put us at what, 9-3? We're at 9-3 now. 9-3 going to week 14 against the Bears, aka our sons, aka Packers have ownership of this team, and we keep ownership because we take this dub in week 14 at home against the Bears. I'm calling a Packers dub on this one. Not gonna lie, and I'm not even a close game either. Cause who is this? It's gonna be Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson at the helm calling plays. I feel like we win that. I really do. Bears are not gonna do anything to us this season. I feel like I'm very confident. Ben Johnson's not a bad coach. Like, I feel like he's gonna be good. I just don't know if I trust Caleb Williams, to be honest. He's not bad, but he's not like great either for now, at least. He can still make the jump. He's only like in his first year. You know what I'm saying? But I give Packers a dub for that. So that put us at 10-3. Now here's the curve. Every season has a curveball, and if I'm being realistic, if it's not the Panthers game, it's gonna be this game, week 15 against Denver at Denver, in Denver, basically. All right, I'm gonna say we lose this game. I know that's probably like, what the fuck, or like, why wouldn't you say that about like the Bears game or the Panthers or like the Vikings even? But hear me out, bro. In Denver, just being in Denver alone is already bad at disadvantage because of the altitude. So that's one issue. Another issue is the fact that, I don't know, I feel like Bo Nix and Champagne are gonna have, they're gonna be on some bullshit. They're gonna be clicking. The Mims dude's gonna get a deep ball touchdown off some bullshit. Their defense is obviously really fucking good. They were really good last year. They were like top 5 last year. They made the playoffs. I feel like they're gonna make the playoffs again this year, but like wild card, they're like the bottom end again. They're not gonna be like a top contender, but I feel like they can squeeze into the super wild card, like the bottom 2 seeds. So with that being said, I really do feel like Denver's the curveball, and we lose this game at Denver. So that would put us at 9-4, right? 9-4, starting to slip a little bit. Second half of the season, we're starting to slip. But we get our get back here. We get our get right game against the Bears at Chicago. We win this game. I'm not going to explain too much into it. I told you before, we have ownership of the Bears. I'm keeping it at that. All right, we're keeping it at that. So that puts us at 10-4. 10-4. All right, 10-4. Going into week 17 at home against Baltimore. And if it's the Baltimore that just played last year with the MVP caliber or candidate Lamar Jackson, we are losing this game. Realistically, there's probably a loss. Even if it's at home, I know Lambeau, but like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is going to be another L, which would put us at what? 10-5? Wait. Ten and 5, right? Because the Broncos loss was 4. 9-4. Bears 10-4. And then we lose that game 10-5. Yeah. 10-5. Okay. Damn. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Did they make it to where it's not gonna be like uneven record anymore? Am I tripping? Okay, we'll go back to it. We'll fix that right now. But for now, Baltimore's the L. They just re-signed Derrick Henry, and they got Lamar Jackson still. It's gonna be a whole different. It's gonna be a whole thing, bro. That's just gonna be tough. I mean, it was a winnable game, but especially because it's at home. But I just feel like that's at that point in the season. I feel like the Ravens will be top seed in the AFC, fighting for like 1 seed or something positioning. I mean, we will probably, hopefully, will be two. Hopefully, I would assume, but I feel like they just got it, bro. They wanted more than us at that point. So that would put us at 10-5, I believe the record is. I'll go back and make sure after we finish this last one. So week 18 at Minnesota. At this point, Minnesota's either going to be like a fringe 7-6 seed type of team, or they're going to be out of the playoffs completely. So either they're going to be wanting to play to try hard to just get us out of our seeding position if we're even contending at that point. If this record is right, they're going to want to play upset on us and make us get a lower seed, or they're going to be fighting for their life trying to get into the postseason and want to make like the last couple seeds. Either way, I feel like this is winnable. We win this game. Not really scared of once we beat them the first time at home. I feel like at this point we're clicking. We just lost to the Ravens. We don't want to end like we did last year on a loss going into the playoffs. So we beat the Vikings to end the season, putting us at 11-5. But I need to make sure that's right because so win, basically 4-0 at the bye week. Lose to the Bengals 4-1. Beat the Cardinals 5-1. Beat the Steelers 6-1. Beat the Panthers 7-1. Lose to the Eagles 7-2. 8-3 after the Giants. 8-2 after the Giants. 9-2 after Vikings. 9-3 after Lions. 10-3 after the Bears. 10-4 after the Broncos. 11-4 after the Bears. 11-5 after the Ravens, and then 11. Yeah, and then 11-5. Wait, no, 12-5 then. Oh, 12-5. 12-5. Oopsie. Right? Yeah, because so Lions, Commanders. 4. Cardinals, Steelers. It's crazy that I have to count this. I'm so sorry. I'm so slow. Panthers, Giants, Vikings, Bears, Vikings. Yeah, 12-5. We're gonna lose to the Bengals, the Eagles, the Lions, the Broncos, and the Ravens. So 5. Yeah, 12-5. All right. In conclusion, after everything is said and done, I feel like the Green Bay Packers will end the 2025 season with a 12-5 record, if not 11-6, because they could easily lose one of those Bears games or the Vikings games. The point is, or the Commanders game and week 2. But point is, the range of the record is, I'm guessing, 11-6 or 12-5. But 12-5 is my official prediction. If everything goes according to plan, you know what I'm saying? We get no injuries, important ones at least, or like lingering things, That is my 2025 Green Bay Packers prediction for the schedule. And we just pray that the Cheeseheads can deliver. Jordan Love can do what he got to do. Matt LaFleur does what he got to do. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the season. I'll be at the Week 7 game in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'm ready. I cannot wait for football to come back, boys. Football season is upon us. Not really. We still got we're in May. But we still got 3 more months till preseason. Then 3.5 till the actual season starts. Yeah, we might be cooked, boys. But you know what? It's coming. It's coming, though. That's all that matters.